Hello, and welcome to Matching Mom Genes, where identical twins explore divergent paths of motherhood born from the same roots. Join us as we navigate this crazy world of parenting, proving that even with identical DNA, our journeys are still unique. Get ready for laughs, insights, and a double dose of maternal mayhem.
I feel like there is no greater illustration to that piece of information about our lives, about how we are identical twins, but we're very, very, very different people than what is currently happening right now. Because you're sitting at a desk in a beautifully lit office, you have headphones on. I am in my basement in a fort that is built of random sewing scraps.
But it has great acoustics.
It has good acoustics because I cannot, and emphasis on cannot, go into the up right now. Because if I go into the up, the children will find me.
I have to hide. I have to hide in order to do this.
I had a home visit. And so I thought, okay, instead of getting home from my home visit, getting caught up in the miscellaneous stuff that hits you, and then being like, oh, wait, I got to go record, I'll just move my stuff to the basement and sneak in here. And then I got home, pulled in the driveway, snuck past the driveway, because you have to drive around my house to get to the driveway. So like had to zoom past and hopefully nobody was looking outside. Well, then I get to our garage that enters into our basement, and I hear tiny footsteps. And it felt like a scene from The Quiet Place, because I do not watch scary movies, but I do watch A Quiet Place because Rory and I bonded over A Quiet Place, and it was very fun to watch with Rory only, and I don't watch it without Rory. So there's a new one coming out this weekend, or not this weekend, this summer, and Rory's going to have to watch it with me. But I hear them like tick, 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 through the basement, and I called my husband and I was like, I am hiding in the garage. Why are the children in the basement? And he was like, they're in the basement?
Oh, no.
I was like, please tell me you know what they're doing. And he was like, oh, they asked to go get Gatorade. And I was like, okay, we don't have Gatorade in the basement. It's upstairs. And he was like, oh, and then you hear him on the phone and through the basement door. Guys, it's up here.
Well, I found the Gatorade. And then they go up there. Where's the Gatorade? I don't know. It's somewhere up here.
And then they go trooping back up the stairs. And I was like, and now I have to stealthily, like crawl across the floor, because what happens if they come back downstairs? So we are.
Hence the fort for added protection.
Exactly. Like they won't know I'm here. What's funny about that is only from my belly button up is inside the fort. The rest of my body's sticking out.
Well, and you're talking in a normal range of audio. That's the thing about The Quiet Place is I've never seen it because I don't add anxiety to my life. But like I've never seen it, but I'm pretty sure what would get you killed in this moment is the talking.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Oh, man.
Although they live in a soundproofed basement in a movie. Kind of. It's a soundproof basement of a barn. Very odd.
I just can't. I can't.
Yeah, it's the only like horror film. I think it's because it was written by John Krasinski that I'm willing to accept it.
I love him. I can appreciate from afar.
From afar. Goodbye.
Yeah. Like, so you do you. I'll watch your children's movies when they come out. I haven't seen the new one, but
I want to see is it John Krasinski and Ryan Reynolds that did If, the Imaginary Friend movie? It's at our drive-in movie theater, and I want to go so bad.
That would be lovely.
Tiny human.
Like drive-in movie theater, like that just, oh my goodness, that made a cozy summer like plan in my head. I was just like, oh, that's lovely.
If I can make it happen without either child punching the other child in the nose and without us running out of gummy bears, it's an A-OK experience. But those two things are necessary. And we don't have our truck anymore. We used to have this like old like farm truck that we could pile a bunch of pillows in and be like, enjoy, children. And then my husband and I would sit on the tailgate and make sure that they were just contained behind us. We don't have that anymore. So we would need to like put a blanket on the ground and try to contain them. It's just not as easy these days.
Pack and play.
Pack and play. Can you imagine a 3-year-old and an almost 7-year-old in a pack and play watching a drive-in movie?
If you flip the pack and play on its side, it's a fort.
That's true. That's very real. I might just
Get one of
I thought about
those get one of those beach tents, like
I
the
love those.
open-sided beach tent, that way you can't see them. They can't see you. They're just focused in one direction at the
Well,
moon.
I was about to say they have camping tents. So maybe I just take a camping tent
Take a
and
tent.
dad and I get one tent and you guys get the other tent. Leave us alone. We can hear you if you walk away.
Exactly. Put bells on them. Stop
Oh
moving, I can
man.
hear your bells.
You're wiggling too much. I can hear those bells. It's so funny.
Oh,
Um
man.
I
We
am
do not have a drive-in movie theater here, but we are making European summer memories
yeah, okay.
because
So you guys are doing a lot. Like a lot with your lives.
well,
And that
there's
seems
no
real
air conditioning
exhausting
at
to watch from
home.
afar. I know, but every time I talk to you, you're like, well, we are in so and so for such and such fair. And we're like, what does Europe
Fest.
do all
First of
summer?
all, they're
All
called
fests.
fests. And what
Fests.
Europe does all summer is walk around and drink. That's what fests are. It's like walking around, drinking, fair food. It's like a state fair in the States with like cool crafts and trades and um like
Fat
performance
pigs.
art. And no, there's no livestock that I've seen yet.
Interesting. The local
Um
FFA would be very disappointed.
Right now, everyone is trying to avoid wild animals because one of the like all the feral hogs have some strain of something something, so people are trying to avoid
I'm
like
sorry.
wild animals right now.
Feral hogs was not on my bingo card for Germany.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I can't really judge the feral hogs because I got a video from my actual child, Rory, of a black bear just
Oh yeah.
next to their car. And that's something, like as a parent, when they
I
miss
think
curfew, that was uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable when they missed curfew. It's uncomfortable when they moved to college and like I missed Rory. It's super not okay when you see a black bear in the vicinity of your child. Like it's not a fun
I think
experience.
I think bears live not in Germany. I think they live in like countries
They're not
surrounding Germany.
they don't have
I'm not
passports.
entirely sure, and I've stopped asking because my husband has decided that his retirement plan is to like build out this app called dobearslivehere.com
Yes. Yes. Yes.
because
Should I be worried
we could
about
just
bears?
track the migration patterns because I've never been a camper. Like I'm not it's not that I'm not outdoorsy. It's just I don't see why we have to sleep there. Like,
No.
it
We could
doesn't
just
make a
go
lot of
visit.
sense to me. Yeah, just go visit, come back, clean up, eat at your own table. It's good. Not a big deal.
Come
I just don't
back.
understand the
We
extended outdoorsies. But he loves an outdoorsy moment and he loves a hiking moment. He likes remote areas. He likes to see things that not everybody has seen with their eyeballs. And I'm like,
where
he's a
bears
person.
live.
So we do, like we do long distance hiking. We've done camping. We've done camping in our car, road trips out in the great wilderness. Like, now we're skiing in the Alps. Like there's mountains and
Was your husband ever
wild
a
and
Boy
stuff.
Scout?
I don't know.
I feel like
That's
if he
something
had
I
been
should
a
know.
Boy Scout, this would have gotten it out of his system because my husband is a Boy Scout, a Eagle
I
Scout,
know.
and
I
in the
know he was an
Army, and
honorary attendee.
he hates camping. And I think it's because the Boy Scouts and the Army burned it out of him.
Yeah,
So
he's
like
done enough
now
of
that's
it.
my theory is like maybe I need to make both boys do lots of outdoorsy things as children and it will burn them out of it and their future
I mean, he
spouses will thank
definitely
me.
camped a lot as a child, but his mom was like a Girl Scout troop leader, so he was like an honorary Girl Scout for a while there because
Aw,
he had
I
to go
love
on all
that.
the things. Um,
Honorary
but
Girl
but yeah,
Scout. You
so
can
he
sell some cookies.
he got tired of me on a really really long road trip through like Arizona and a lot of the American national parks. Um, and like just we'd be like hiking or something. I'd hear like a weird noise. I'd be like, do bears live here? And he's like, I don't know. I'm not dobearslivehere.com. And I was like, this is like a real thing though. Like I'd like to be able to put in like my hiking path and know the last time a bear was sighted there. Like
Yeah, for
that's
real.
like
Turns
I
out
think
I need that for my kids so that when Rory needs to go to Walmart, they can go to
oh well
dobearslivehere.com.
I know where they live now, and there will always be bears there. Okay, the bears were there
I know.
first.
The bears prefer it there. Everyone else is just borrowing it.
Just because they moved to bear land doesn't mean that they
I
can
know.
boot the bears
I
out.
just need like minute by minute. Like, okay, the bear was at Walmart 30 minutes ago. So if you go now, it won't be back for dinner until
When we went to Lake Tahoe, we literally did that. Like, we went to a grocery store because a bear had been sighted there the night before, and we're like, "Well, they're not coming back." So.
they're not coming back right now. They got everything they need. So let's go. That's exactly
There
what I
was
need.
like and all the chips had been on sale, so they took all the bears took all the chips.
I was tempted to tell Rory to go to like McDonald's or Wendy's and get one of their like $15 like 50 gazillion nuggets at once and keep them like in a bag in their car and just like if you see a bear,
No,
throw it.
can't keep food in your car. That's why the bears go to the civilization because people keep food in their cars.
I know, but like just throw it at the bear. You know, like when you're in New York City and if you're being mugged, throw your purse away from you and run the other direction because
Oh,
they'll go for the purse. So if
yeah,
you
I
keep
don't think
chicken nuggets
smelling
on
like
you,
chicken nuggets 24/7 is going to make you less of a bear target. I think
that's
that's
valid. That's pretty
at some
valid.
point you just got to be real loud, like listen to some, maybe this is their chance to really get into like One Direction because I feel like One Direction would probably scare a bear off. Just no
Yeah,
headphones, One
One Direction
Direction all the
repels
time.
bear. I think Rory would choose the bear at that point. talking about the talking about would you rather run into a man or a bear in the woods? I think Rory would totally choose the bear and One Direction at the same
I'd
time.
like
Please
I'd like
goodbye.
to get them on as a guest to get that confirmed, but
I
that's
will. I will. Poor Rory. We're
oh
supposed to do
man.
we were gonna totally do a pride interview for this month and I was like, can it be in August?
Can we do
We
like
might have
a
to double
how
back
was
around.
Pride for you kind of wrap up? Because I don't think we're gonna make the actual month.
We're never gonna be in the same location this month, and our
I
house is
would
about to
I
get
would be
destroyed.
interested
Like it's
in like an
so. I
I would
need a
be interested in like an after Pride, where do we go from here? Like how does it keep on
well.
going
The
kind of
that
thing.
in our town is that our Pride. It's too hot to do our Pride festival in June, so they do it in September when all the college kids come back. That's the answer
Yeah.
to what do you do after Pride? You just
You find somewhere that
reunion.
rescheduled their stuff.
Exactly. I'm always like, why is it in September? But they wait for the college kids to come back. It's very
That's
interesting.
funny.
Yeah. Plus, we have our 4th of July parade. So, like, I guess they don't want to do two
2 weeks
parades
close together.
at once.
Meanwhile, in Europe, they're like, we could have a fest next to a fest, and we could time it to where the train schedule will take you from this fest to that fest, and then you can just go hit the fest on the way home.
Yeah, there you go. You can have breakfast at this fest, lunch at this fest, and then if you want an after drink snack, come to this fest. An
Literally.
after dinner snack, but I said after drink snack.
I mean,
Well,
same.
I think it's funny that you say that because and like we're talking about random parades and everything because I was thinking the other day and I realized that from our birthday to Mother's Day to my son's birthday to Father's Day to July 4th to the my stepson's birthday is like 10 to 20 days between all of them.
Nice.
Every 2 weeks we're having a party around here. So
Evenly spaced.
I was like, I just was like looking at the calendar the other day because
That's how I feel in December.
we're gonna do like our kitchen is being fixed finally after the great flood um, of 2023 that we finally made it back around.
Nice.
My kitchen flooded the month that you moved to Germany, and we are finally getting it fixed.
Almost a year.
Getting fixed the week of July 4th, and I was like, oh man. That is this coming week is like the last week that we don't have a party. It's like,
You're
and we're
like, wait, we
filling it
really
with
need to get this done.
construction. It's a
That's kind
different
of
kind of
crazy,
party,
though.
if you will. It's a different kind of party.
That's how I feel in um, from
December.
Thanksgiving to New Year's. But
That's
you know, a
fair.
lot of people feel that then, but we have Thanksgiving. 2 weeks later is my husband's birthday. A
And then
couple
you have
weeks
Taylor
later
Swift's
is
birthday.
Christmas. And
Then you
um,
have Christmas.
then we have Christmas. My daughter's birthday is the end of the month. Like, man,
Then you have New Year's Day.
I do not know if you can hear the big crash in the background.
I did not hear a big crash, but your eyes widening made me think about what you said about Deutschland playing die Football. Is that a thing?
Deutschland, Deutschland.
Is that their
Yes.
chant?
I mean, yes.
The entire country of Germany, and all they could come up with was that as
No,
their chant.
there's lots of chants.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going
That's
to
the only one
pretend
you
to
know.
understand the Fußball.
The Fußball, is it football or Fußball?
It's Fußball in
Fuz.
Deutsch.
Oh, like foosball. In America.
F-U-S-B. Well, so I guess it's, yeah. F-U-S-B-A-L-L.
Hey, say welcome to Matching Mom Jeans in German.
Willkommen. Which preposition is that? Aus? Willkommen aus Matching Mom Jeans?
Oh, okay. So you don't say Matching Mom Jeans in a German accent?
Matching Mom Guinness.
Guinness. That's my favorite part.
Guinness. Guinness.
Matching Mom Guinnesses. Now we're Irish.
Guinness. I don't know. It would just be.
It's pretty close, man.
Mom is Mutter.
Mutter.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you identical is. I bet you matching is identical. I'm sorry for every German I just offended.
So rude.
Immediately take it back.
Technically, my German tutor did say something because I was talking about how, like, I feel really proud of my progress, but at the same time, I still keep finding myself in situations where, like, I've never encountered a need to have the word for identical, and so I just don't know. And she was like, I mean, you could just say it with, like, a German accent, like, say the English with a German accent, and see if you're right, because sometimes you're right.
Right? Well, because, like, welcome and willkommen, or something, willkommen?
Willkommen.
Is that what you said? Willkommen.
Willkommen.
See, in Spanish, it would be bienvenidos. So, honestly, like, couldn't have guessed that one out of a hat. So, like, I feel like I could have gotten close to German.
Now, I said welcome. I didn't give you a welcome because the word welcome is willkommen. But when people actually welcome you to something, they say herrlich willkommen.
Oh, no thanks.
Herrlich.
That sounds painful.
That is a heartfelt welcome.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
It's just terrible.
Nobody
listens to the podcast to hear me speak terrible Deutsch.
I do. Sign me up.
I do. It's my favorite bit.
My favorite thing is to make you say things in German. It's very fun for me. So today
you were talking about. Oops.
Well, sorry. We did it at the same time. Go team.
Go team.
No, I mean, so we're very clearly brain dead. We're, 20 minutes into this and haven't said anything of substance other than how funny it is to say things in a German accent. But we are going to take a break from some of the, like, heavier topics that are on our list and instead just talk about, like, how birthdays have been, because you've got a half birthday coming up. Not you. Your Tiny has a half birthday. I just survived a third birthday party and I'm rolling real quick into a seventh birthday party. And it's the year it for some reason it's worse when they have friends. Let's put it that way.
And strong opinions.
There is more pressure when they have friends that are coming to their birthday party.
Oh,
like, you feel like you want it to be fun for everyone. And before this, when we were doing, like, a first birthday party and, like, a fourth or fifth birthday party, they're just happy because they're getting cake and doing whatever they want on the day. And now, like, my 3-year-old, we had to have the conversation of, like, not everyone is going to want to eat marshmallows at your birthday party. So maybe we could pick a different snack. Or we could have marshmallows and some other things. Exactly. Yeah. And so it's like, and then we're having the opposite conversation with the older one about, like, I know that you don't like oranges, but other people might like oranges. So we can't ban oranges from the party. We
You can
can
pick
still
one
have
food to
them.
ban. That's it. You pick one food to ban, and that's
We
it.
already are pretty light on the vegetables. Please stop taking fruits off the list.
That's so funny.
It's so fun. Like, the big opinions are probably my favorite part of these ages that they're at, but it's also my least favorite part. It's like I don't know if I told you this, but like trying to explain to a small person the shape of their birthday cake needs to be
Mm.
a feasible shape. Because have you ever explained without a base knowledge of physics, have you ever explained to someone why you can't have a soccer ball shaped birthday cake?
Oh, you absolutely can have a soccer ball shaped. What are you
You
doing to
can
my
have a
nephews?
half shaped. You can have a half shaped, but how are
You
you
can
going to have a
have a
true
soccer ball
spherical?
shaped. They
Okay, can
make
you
cake
make that and
closer
mail
this
it,
way.
please? Because I can't make that. What he's going to get is a soccer field cake with a soccer ball, like little soccer ball on it
Oh,
made
yeah.
out of Rice Krispie treats that's painted correctly
No, you should
with
make some
icing.
Oreo balls. You should make some Oreo balls, soccer balls.
Oh,
They
that's
can roll right
brilliant.
across that cake.
Well, so the lady that helps us with all of our cakes, she's wonderful and she's like a retired nurse, or maybe she's still nursing. I don't know.
She's
But
like, absolutely not. I don't do defying gravity cakes anymore.
she was like, I'm gonna make him a soccer ball out of Rice Krispies that is like round and can roll, and then his cake is gonna be green grass. Because that was the other thing, was he was very specific that he wanted the soccer ball to be on grass. And I was like, so you want a giant ball cake and then you want me to take green icing around it? What
I'm
happens when
here
the
for
ball
it.
falls into the green icing while we're trying to transport it? Like,
Fair.
what happens? So
I love
it's like
that
last
so
year's
much.
car cake. Last year's car cake was it was an adventure. We had an airplane cake and a car cake last year.
I
And
feel
this
like I
year,
want to pretend like it's my almost 2.5 year old's birthday just to see what kind of cake she would choose at this stage in her life, like if she could.
I mean, are you going
But
to do a
at
half birthday party like you did last year?
we do not do cake.
Oh, I
Half
forgot
birthdays are
about
no
that.
cake, no presents. All the
See,
fun,
I
all the
prefer
connection,
that.
all the balloons and decorations. Same balloons and decorations, like, but we do not do presents and we do not do cake at a half birthday.
I like that differentiation because I do get a little frustrated about like half birthdays that are basically just a second birthday in the year. And then how do you
Right.
explain to kids who don't necessarily have a need for half birthdays? Like, if you have an April or May birthday, you don't necessarily need a half birthday in October and November. Like,
Well,
it's
my
more
daughter
the,
doesn't need a half birthday. We just enjoy a
well,
half
but she
birthday.
does have her birthday on a holiday. I feel like that's what happy birthdays, like half birthdays are for.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like, hey,
already stressing how to do in the kindergarten.
I was about to
The
say, how does she do that?
Because
Because
they
her
will
half
be out.
birthday, yeah, her half birthday's in the middle of the summer, so there's no school. But
Oh, there's
her
definitely school.
her
There's definitely
regular
PTA.
birthday, but her regular birthday is a holiday. So homegirl never goes to school at her birthday.
Yeah, she will never.
She's gonna have
And
to pick a day. She's
and
gonna have
because
to
her
pick a
half
day as her school
birthday
birthday.
is because her half birthday is so close to the 4th of July, she may never have to work on her half birthday either. If she
Fascinating.
works in the American workforce.
Super interesting. Oh yeah, I guess people don't always work on July 4th, do they?
People totally work on July 4th in Germany.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do, but it's not their holiday. I was just thinking, I don't know that my husband ever takes July 4th off because I think he'd rather use that holiday on something else. Maybe this year
Really?
he will because we're going to destroy his office.
Because he'll have no choice.
You will be
But
done.
but yeah, so I mean, that's how we differentiate with half birthdays and stuff
I
to make them
like that.
special. And
All the fun,
this
but no
year,
cake.
because we're in a new place and we've been traveling a lot, we've been doing a lot of different things. We're not actually planning a like special
Yeah.
half birthday because usually we try to do something like big, but we'll actually be traveling pretty close to
Oh, cool.
her half birthday. And
So just
so I
tell a
think we might
waiter
just do like a
sometime
special
on your trip.
dinner.
Yeah. Tell a waiter sometime on your trip, hey, bring us some ice cream over here, dude. This child loves
Gelato.
gelato, please.
Yeah. Today was such a special, and that's another thing too, is like with all these special events coming on, it's also just like I don't know. I try not to be exhausted by special events, but I also am one of those people that I'm like, had like one of the best days ever, and it was just a random Sunday. And so I try to make ordinary days really special, but then
Yeah.
if you don't make celebrations extra, extra special, then it all just
That's
kind of like blends in the middle. And
that's
I don't know if
exactly where
blending in the
we
middle is
are.
a bad thing because, like,
Yeah, I don't
there's
think
this
it
lady
is,
on
but it's
TikTok,
very
okay?
odd.
There's this lady on TikTok, and she was about to be like a new mother or something. I don't remember the background story, but she asked people to comment if they had a magical childhood and to like weigh in on what made their childhood like what they would
Magical,
consider
like Matilda
magical.
childhood, or
Oh
like
yeah,
you
yeah. Did you
enjoyed
make
your
anybody
childhood?
float in the air when you were a kid? I need to know.
That's
Please
just
comment on this TikTok.
that's just a bizarre way to word that. Like, what
No,
did your
I feel
parents
like
do
lots
that
of
you
people talk
enjoyed in
about
your childhood?
magical. No, 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 because she wasn't talking about enjoyable childhood. She was talking about magical. Lots of people had good childhoods, but very few people had childhoods that they felt like had
I
super
mean, I
special
had a
magic in
magical
them.
childhood because the Tooth Fairy and Santa met each other in my house because I lost my tooth on Christmas Eve.
Right? It's that kind of stuff that's like
That was pretty.
sparks
That
a
was pretty
belief of
magical.
magic that, you know, like I've made a really, really special thing, and it's like what was funny was like she got thousands and thousands of comments. Like, of course, that's a great opportunity to get your audience to engage with you. It's a whole thing. But when she compiled them, she said it was like crazy because she like put them all in like a spreadsheet and was looking at it, and over half of them were actually like somewhat normal things, like eating dinner with a dinner candle, and just
Oh,
like
I
the
do love a dinner
special
candle.
glow of it. We love a dinner candle moment, or like um, having every Monday be like taco night. Even when you're traveling, there's those super special Mondays where you're like, oh my gosh, it's Monday, and you end up like running into a Taco Bell right before it closes because you have to eat tacos on a Monday. You know what I mean? And so it's like
I mean,
like the
I love a
the
good commitment
commitment
to a
to the
bit.
bit. Exactly.
I
It's what
love that.
makes like
I
some
don't.
childhoods magical.
My children might not end up with a magical childhood there because their father and I are not great at follow through on
We do not
bits.
commit to any bits, actually.
We are anti commitment to bits. You bring us a bit, no thanks. We're okay.
Well, that might be something to consider. That might be something to consider, like, the intentionality of like picking like one thing, one normal thing,
Yeah,
or like
I like
stopping at
that.
the same place every time you road
Maybe
trip to one
when
place, or
maybe when my kitchen is fixed, we will get back to dinner candles and stuff. I
I mean,
did
it
like
doesn't
that.
have to be dinner candle, but
I
it
think
was those
that
kinds of like ordinary things. And that was over half of them. Like obviously there's like the big moments, but the thing about like hitting a kid with a big moment, it's like that's like the thing where they say like don't plan to take your children to Disneyland unless you actually want to do Disneyland with your children when they're sick or grumpy or tired or something like that, because
yeah,
like it might not be magical for them. They might wake up with a brain that is basically exploding that day and they can't do it. Like
yeah,
don't make those kinds of plans. And so it's kind of that way with like the big magical moments too. Like my daughter's first Christmas was just a couple weeks before her first birthday. She had just started walking. I thought this was going to be the best day you could ever possibly have. I stayed up and made sure that it like the tree was so special and the way that everything was presented was so special. We had breakfast and stuff figured out because I thought she was just going to like play and have this great morning. And she had a chill morning. It wasn't a bad morning. Okay. But then family was coming over after nap time was the plan. Okay. Their family was going to come
yeah.
over after nap time. Homegirl never napped. She
Oh,
didn't
okay.
nap until like 3 or 4 hours past nap time. She was just so high on Christmas crack or
Yeah,
whatever. She was
it's in the
and
air.
what
Just
not even
breathing
a
in the
year old
glitter.
yet. Not even a year old yet. And she was so overstimulated and just losing her mind. And I was losing my mind because I'm a first time mom on Christmas and She'd
Your
never
child's
skipped
gonna
a nap
explode. There's a
before. Well, she'd never
countdown
skipped
to
a
an
nap
explosion.
before, and I'm like, there's all of the studies out there about how overtiredness can lead to SIDS, and she's gonna die on Christmas Day, and it's like this whole thing,
Oh my
and, like,
God.
anxiety, okay? Like, look, I mean, we all know at that point I was diagnosed with postpartum depression, postpartum
Deep,
anxiety,
deep
deep and
anxiety.
deep yeah, I mean, like, this
In
isn't a
the
funny this
trenches.
isn't a this isn't a funny story. It's
No,
funny
in the trenches.
now. But yeah, so I'm like really, really, really freaked out by this whole thing. And it was one of those things where it's like, I think my expectation for Christmas probably could have been lower. And I
No, yeah.
lowered it
Keep your expectations
significantly
on the floor and you'll
for
always
her
be
birthday.
surprised.
Well, but that's the thing is I lowered my expectations significantly. I lowered the stimulation because I thought we were doing the right thing by spreading it out, like doing Christmas with just me and my husband and her in the morning, and then her like napping, like her getting to play with the toys for a little bit and stuff, and then her napping, and then grandparents and stuff coming over. But instead, it was just like stimulation all day. It probably would have been better to just like way
Yeah.
overstimulate her in the afternoon or something after a normal morning. And I didn't think about
Yeah.
that. But
See,
that's what we ended
we
up doing for her birthday. We didn't say a word to her till after her morning. Nothing.
bye. Nothing's going on today. No, well, that's what's so interesting is like we kind of do that. Like this last Christmas was so interesting because it's so personality based too, what your kid does and what they enjoy. And like,
Oh,
so
definitely.
like my son recently, like on his third birthday, like was just the Tasmanian devil for the entire day and loved every single second of it. And then I said, it's time for bed. And homeboy ran and was out before his
Exhausted.
head hit the pillow. He was just done. And the next day, he was grumpy and tired and just wore out. But like for the whole
Oh,
day, he like kept running and gunning. And I was like, okay, this is cool. But like his brother is like kind of the opposite. His brother's like, we gonna need to have some food. We gonna need to just sit down. I need everybody to shush for a second. And so Christmas this year was probably the first time that we experienced that. Where like they did not get to all their presents. They opened like 2 presents and then both of them were like, and now we're hungry. And it was
yeah.
like
Yeah.
perfect time to eat. And it was like cuz Big Brother was kind of leading the charge
It
and
took
it
us
actually
weeks.
made yeah, it took us I think 2 days because by the time they were ready to open another like present or two, then grandparents had shown up. And so we're like, okay, we'll do those. And so even then and then we were like very intentional because like the younger one, and this is why I like siblings, because the younger one probably could have just like through the entire week and just like never stopped. But like his brother was literally like, dude, I'm hungry. Stop.
That
And so it was
that's
wonderful.
my
It was
daughter
the
though.
best ever. I was like, thank you for your leadership in this moment because your brother is gonna run himself into a wall and we're all gonna have to deal with it. But
Oh,
instead, I
we
mean,
were at
like,
that festival today, and my daughter just like she was there with her one of her very best friends. We're having so much fun, and she just at one point just she goes, "Mama, stop!" And so I stopped, and I'd been pushing the stroller, and she goes, "I had to get in the stroller," and I was like, "Okay, get in the stroller." And I said, "Do you want me to pick you up?" And she said, "No, I'll climb." So she climbs up, and she goes, "Okay, now I need my blanket."
she's like, it's about to
I
nap.
said,
We
I said,
going down.
"What are you doing?" And she goes, "Take a nap." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Perfect.
She's
Let's
taking a
find some
nap.
shade.
Well, and I was just like, "All right, it's actually like it's past nap time. You kind of missed it. You missed the window." But like, okay, if you're just
She's
ready,
like,
and because when
good
she
luck.
missed her nap, like, because we tried to get her and her friend to lay down for nap time, and like in a quiet
I see
area
you
with their
planted the
strollers, like this
seeds.
whole
So
thing.
she's like, let's find it.
Well, when I told her she could get down, 'cause we tried for a little bit and she didn't, and she hasn't been napping well at the kindergarten and stuff, and so we're like, "Maybe she's trying to drop it, maybe I don't know."
Yeah,
I don't know,
getting
and
close.
I've never been a mom before.
She's in age
Like, I
she
have
is in
no
that age
clue.
range where they start kind of dropping and then they like have big days and they go back to napping and then they drop it
I don't
again
know.
and yeah. You're in
I
that
don't know.
weird spot. It's time to introduce 2 magical words to your life. Quiet time.
Well, we always
I
do that, and
love
that's
quiet
why
time.
she and her friend both got in their respective strollers, and didn't get to play or anything for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So they had the quiet time. But then they get out and I looked at her and I was like, I said, we're gonna have Doc to talk about this. We talkie. So I said, listen,
in my house
you
that's called
did
look at my
not
eyeballs.
take I said, you did not take a nap. And you almost always do. That means your body may be tired or hot or hungry or feel just not so great as the day goes on because you did not get rest. So if you
Yeah.
start to feel any of those things, I need you to come tell mama and we can work on it. We can get some
Because the
water to drink
alternative is
or I
not
can
pretty.
carry you. Yeah, I'm like, just please don't throw yourself down on the ground.
Yeah.
It's dirty.
Well, so that's so interesting, and I
And
love
so
that
then
because
she
that's such
came
an
to me.
important skill. She's like, "It's time, mom. Let we talked about this before. It's time to cash in that rain check.
Yeah,
Like it's
exactly. She's like, I've been thinking about it. I think I'm gonna take a nap.
changed my mind.
I was just like, but for me, that was like a really, really big win
That's a
because I was
huge win
like,
because she can communicate it. And if you can communicate it on the calm days, and that's why that's like we tell parents, like if your child can communicate something when they're regulated, the next skill, you're not done learning the skill. The next time is to learn it when they're dysregulated. And that's
right,
been something that's so interesting this weekend with our son. A lot of people don't know, but my son is having 2 medical procedures this summer, and we are just off of the first one. And it has been, we kind of went in with 0 expectations, like expectations below ground, because we were like, we don't know how he's going to respond to anesthesia. We don't know if there's complications. We don't know what this is going to look like. And we're about to do it a second time as well. So this one was like going to teach us what we needed to know for the second one, because the second one's kind of bigger. And so he went through it. It was best case scenario. For the 2 worst case scenarios did not happen. We'll put it that way. And so it was wonderful and we got through, but like, he is he's tired. After you've had a medical procedure and you've been under anesthesia,
oh
it
yeah,
lingers. Like you feel
you
it for
just don't feel
several
good.
days. You just don't feel the best. And he is so funny because he is literally like run, play. And then he'll look at you and he'll go, Mama, I want to watch Black Marbles, which is like this like AI generated marble run on YouTube that's like 18 minutes long. And I'm like, we're not going to watch TV
What?
right now. And he's like, I want to watch Black Marbles. And so he'll like wander off. And I'm like,
He's
okay,
like,
you're
I
going to
need
go
some brain
play. We're
stimulation,
not going
please,
to
to
do
keep
it.
me awake.
Well, kind of. It's like, we're not going to do it. And then finally, my husband realized, like, he's asking for Black Marbles because he gets to sit on the couch with a blanket and then he goes to
Oh,
sleep. And so, sure enough, today, so he learned that yesterday, and his procedure was the day before that. So he learned that yesterday. So today, he asked, and I was like, we're not going to watch TV right now, but if you want to rest, you can get on the couch. And so he went back to playing and was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like I'm 3, I'm invincible. And then he came back and he was like, can I lay down on the bed with a blanket and watch Black Marbles? And I was like,
oh.
sure.
Let me
I was
further
like,
negotiate this.
yes, exactly. Let me explain. And then sure enough, he laid down and he like covered his head with a blanket and was like done. And I was like, all right.
My sweet girl, we're not really TV people, but we're super big like Tony Box people. And she recently realized that the Tony Box is mobile because she's always
Oh,
just left it like sitting on the table, like her
that's
little
a
table.
win.
But it's soft and it walks around with her. And
Homegirl's
so
first boombox.
the other day, I just happened to look over and she's like building a nest out of all of the throw pillows on the couch. And then she lays down and it's like Lilo and Stitch because she just lays down perfectly flat within all of the pillows and just sets the Tony box on her stomach while it's playing. And
Oh,
she's just like balanced and she's just staring at the ceiling, listening to her Tony box, resting.
that's a
And
whole mood.
I was like, you've got it. You've got it, girl. You got that
That's
figured
exactly
out.
where you need to be. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if there was one thing that I needed to learn as a parent about like birthdays and holidays, it is to like lower your expectations and plan rests, like fun rest.
Yes.
And that's where like TV time for us really does come in handy because like sometimes they don't want to walk away from the super fun cousin who's here. So
Right.
instead it's like, how about you and super fun cousin sit down and watch
Oh,
an
yeah.
episode of Bluey while you eat something or drink some
Oh,
water.
man.
Like
Yeah. And
Water is important.
I've recently discovered, first of all, that there's about a gazillion Bluey episodes that we've never seen.
I mean, you've only seen 3. There's like 50
I've
per
seen
season, and there's
I've
like 3
seen
seasons. There's like
Well, yeah, there's
100
3
videos.
seasons, but what the difference was is that, we've only ever watched them, like, on the tablet, like, we downloaded them to Disney Plus, like, I don't know, once, and, we only ever watched them on the
Oh,
tablet, and
no.
my husband had just downloaded the ones that first popped up, and so we had, like, 6 episodes in season 1, 10 episodes in season 2, 5 episodes in season 3, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, we
boy.
had, like, 21 Bluey
Yours is
episodes is what we've been living on. And so
There's a
now
whole
I've
new
recently
world.
discovered that there's basically a Bluey episode for just about every
Oh,
occasion in your
yes.
child's life.
Yes,
And
every single
my
one. Except
daughter
for Christmas swim, because we live in America, and
well,
it's not warm enough to swim here when it's Christmas.
but my daughter well, it's funny because that's an Australian show, and so isn't Christmas during summer there?
It is, and that's why it's so funny. Is like Christmas
Oh,
swim
there's
is
an
the only
episode
one
called
that's
Christmas
confusing.
Swim. I was like, "Why are
Yeah.
your children Christmas swimming? That sounds really weird."
No, but that's what it is. There's an episode where they celebrate Christmas, but it's like veranda Santa because he comes in from the nice warm window and they sleep with their windows open, and it's Christmas swim. And I'm like, those two things do not apply to us. We
Yeah,
live in the
that's weird.
mountains.
That's pretty weird,
Let me
actually.
show you where Bluey lives. It's
But
warm
for
there.
my daughter who, she she does well. She is flexible with new situations and traveling and stuff, but she does better with prep. And we have learned
I
that
like
one of
that.
the best things we can do is, I mean, obviously we got a visual calendar, we got our things we're talking about, whatever. But also, if we're about to leave to like go to a swimming pool, you
Mm-hmm.
can, or go to someone's birthday party, like someone else's birthday party. You can pop on an episode of Bluey while you're doing her hair and putting her shoes on
Yep.
about going to somebody else's birthday party.
Time to learn
And
some
then she
social
can
skills,
like
kid.
literally like it is so funny because like we get ready to go to like a big festival or something like this, and it's like, all right, let's see how we're supposed to act around like all these other things, or like,
Yeah.
you know, watch a Bluey episode about a play date and it's like 7 minutes, and it's
Yeah.
like a nice prep that we can talk about.
We actually
Amazing.
did have to pull out. There's a one called Hospital where Bingo's in the hospital and Bluey like makes like a cute video to distract Bingo from having to stay in the hospital. And like that
Oh,
was the conversation that we had with the boys about like, well, brother is having this procedure. He's not going to stay overnight like Bingo has to, but you're going to be at this place. He's going to be here. You know, this is what this looks like. And then I thought it was so funny that we did that because we apparently messed up because there's also a Bluey episode called Doctor, where they give their dad fake surgery and like pull a cat out of his stomach or something like that. And
nice.
that is the one that all of the doctors referenced at the hospital. And that's the
Oh,
one that they gave him a sticker of and everything. And I was like, oh, we chose the wrong episode. Dang
sorry,
it.
we took this a little more seriously than you took your assignment. That's fine, it's
Yeah,
okay.
my bad. It was so funny. I was like, honey, look at this sticker that they gave him. He's like, oh no, wrong episode.
Oh,
So
do you
it was
mind?
really funny.
It's probably an episode my daughter's never even seen, so who
Totally
knows?
not. Totally fine. You don't even know about that one. It's an episode 8 for you, or season 8 for you. Just
Yeah.
start splitting them up yourself.
Well,
No,
she gets stickers for in einem Land von unserer Zeit, so
what is
just
that?
the lamb. It's the Lamb Before Time.
Oh,
It's the Lamb
the
Before
Land
Time.
Before Time is in Germany.
Oh yes, Deutschland
I guess
loves a Dino.
dinosaurs do exist in every single country. Have you ever thought about
Mind
dinosaurs in all
blown
the
for you,
countries?
huh?
Well, no, like I do know that, but
Yes,
like
have
you
you ever
don't
seen
think
Jurassic
about
World
like
Dominion or whatever?
no, which
Every
world Dominion?
country.
There's in a different
Isn't it?
country.
Isn't Jurassic World Dominion or whatever where all the dinosaurs go to like all I don't know, we're spoiler alerting all sorts of things here.
Spoiler.
Let's not talk
No,
about it. One,
that's
because I
a
don't want to get it
very
wrong, and two, because I don't want to do it. But I'm pretty sure you get to see them at like most of the seven wonders of the world or whatever as the
yeah,
dinosaurs
I do
spread out
think
across the globe.
I think I understand what you're saying. Our brother Hayden told us about that. I'm
I've actually seen that
just
movie
trying.
because I don't watch A Quiet Place, but I will watch some dinosaurs. It's not a
I
scary
don't
movie.
because
It's
that
a cautionary tale.
It's a cautionary tale about Americans, which is,
I
I
don't think
guess,
all
why
the
I thought
scientists are
about it. I
American.
think a lot of them were. Americans are the kind of dum-dums. We've talked about this. Like, as you're in Europe more, I'm becoming aware that really Americans just lack impulse control. Like, we
I
just
don't
have
know.
have a little too much,
We have some lack of impulse control here in Germany too.
well, you
They
have
just have
wine necklaces, which I
true.
think
There's a lot of
is
different things.
that's impulse control in a different direction. We're controlling your impulses into a productive walk with your wine glass strategy.
Fair. Fair.
I have no idea. I think we were talking about holidays and birthdays this
I
episode,
don't
but
even
really,
know.
truly, I don't know what
People
happened here.
could
I
probably
really
skip this
enjoyed it.
episode and just listen to Sabrina Carpenter's nonsense like 9 times or however long you would need to make it as long as this episode. It's okay. You can just replace that audio with this if you can find a way to do
There you
that
go.
legally.
Over
Oh,
and over again.
so
Oh,
your brain is so fried. My brain is also fried.
I know. Well, and I just like it's gonna be so interesting. Like I was sitting here thinking earlier, making my to-do list, and it's like we're prepping the house for construction, but also I was like, oh, and Saturday is the parade. Except that in my mother-in-law's town, there's a parade like on Sunday or Monday. And then there's also like the one on actual July 4th. And then also, we're 2 weeks away from a birthday party. So I'm just like, how much candy do the children need? Can we just go to one parade? I don't know what the parade policies are when you have preschoolers and early elementary children. But I am really excited. I'm very excited for the fact that I'm entering the ages with the boys that like birthdays are involved. Like they are involved in the choices. Like they picked
Yeah, I think
their
that's a lovely way to
themes.
get to know your.
We have a nice like soccer theme for the 7-year-old, and the 3-year-olds was airplanes and rocket ships, which I think is such a funny combination, but is exactly what he loves more than anything in the world, airplanes and rocket ships. So, what theme would your child choose right now? Like if you like had to guess.
I'm not even gonna try to guess because it would absolutely depend. It could be oranges for all we know.
I mean, that's was the theme of my bridal shower. Or not my bridal shower, my baby shower.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't decide on anything. I was like, you know what? I'm really obsessed with oranges right now. That's my only craving. Let's do it. So, okay.
I
Well,
mean, could be Elsa, could be
please explain
Paz,
to
could
please explain to
be
me why it
balloons,
would definitely be whatever you just said was
peaches.
Land Before Time in Germany.
In einem Land von unserer Zeit.
There we go. That's apparently what the half birthday theme will be. We'll
Although in
just to hear her say it out
kindergarten,
loud.
that's Dino.
Dino!
Dino.
That's so much better. I like Dino better than that really long phrase. You
It's
have
just
don't you have
in
your
a
German lessons?
land. Don't I have my what?
When do you have your German lessons? Are they before
Tomorrow.
or after we record?
Depends on which day we record, but they're on Mondays.
Oh, okay. Did you do your homework?
Yep.
Oh, look at you. You're a grown up. Good job.
Thank you.
Who knows more German now, you or your daughter?
I don't know because she's 2, so she is
She doesn't know very much
oppositional
English
when
either.
asked.
Who knows more German now, you or your husband?
Probably me.
Ooh, you might be winning unless your daughter's winning. Who knows more German, you or your dog?
Definitely me. He
There
met
you
his
go.
German dog sitter, and she was like, how many German commands does he know? And I said, none. He's 9 years old. He's been speaking English his entire life. We're not changing it now.
Yeah, dude, he doesn't need that in his life.
It's fine. It's fine.
I tried to teach.
I mean, the German word for sit is sitzen.
Oh, okay, that's
So
not that
it'd
bad.
be okay.
It's
He'll figure it
basically a
out.
toddler. It's basically a toddler giving him commands. Well, okay. I'm sorry that we did not have a cohesive conversation, but I really missed you, and I very enjoyed talking to you. And my life's about to be insane. So,
Yeah,
thanks for
it
chatting
is.
with me. And this comes out on July 4th. So, happy July 4th to America, and happy regular Thursday to you.
Ooh, regular Thursday to me.
Yeah. Have
Thanks.
fun.
Thanks. Someone
You're a
eat a
good
hot
mom.
dog for me.
I I
You're a
promise.
good mom. Bye.